Okay, so I'm actually filming this podcast on a walk right now, and I felt like if I don't record this right now, I'm literally going to forget everything that I'm talking about. It's so beautiful out in South Florida right now. I can just feel kind of like the slight change in climate. I can tell there's some fires in the Everglades or something going on because I can smell the wood burning, and it's kind of foggy out, but it's like also a little, not chilly, but bitch, I'm in South Florida, so anything under 80 degrees is going to be a little, ooh, that's a breeze. No, but it's just so beautiful out, and I was just on my walk, and I'm thinking, I kind of I just completely fell off track with my nutrition this past weekend. What I mean by that is, there are some good things that I did, like I stayed hydrated, I make sure I was intentional with my protein on Saturday, but I had a girls' night, had the munchies. I overindulged a little bit more than I would have liked. And so I kind of just fell into all or nothing mindset, which I haven't really fallen into in a long time. I think it's really because I'm nearing the end of my calorie deficit, and my just psychologically, sometimes you just need a break. And that's why I think I kind of was just like, fuck it, because I just felt like I just needed a little break. I don't feel my best. But instead of feeling shame and guilt about it and feeling bad about myself and kind of, getting back on track starts to kind of feel like punishment in a way for me. That's how I used to kind of go about it. Is it still recording? Oh, okay. Just making sure it's still recording. But how I used to feel about it, when I would overindulge or go into all or nothing mindset with food, I would get really hard on myself and just get so stressed out that the scale was up a couple pounds, and I would just feel bloated, and I just, would try to kind of get back on track, but kind of take it up a notch and kind of take it to a slight extreme, like nothing too crazy, but just like kind of going into a panic and like wanting to restrict or exercise, like just really push my body. And it kind of did align with a kind of like a punishment, right? Like kind of punishing myself or my body because I overindulged and because I felt guilty and because, I wasn't on track. And so nowadays, the way that I kind of look at it is like, you know what? Like, you're maturing in your fitness journey when you start to think of it more like this, right? And so I'm on my walk. I'm like, I overindulged. I really didn't feel good. I fell off track. And I'm grateful for that because I fell off track, and it's because I experienced that contrast, right? Like that contrasting experience to, not necessarily staying on track, but it's just a contrasting experience. And contrasting experiences are basically just like, not necessarily negative experiences, but they're experiences that are the opposite of like what you say you would want, right? Which is to feel good and to like feel leaner and like stay on track, right? So it's a contrasting experience. Another example of a contrasting experience would be like heartbreak to falling in love, right? It's a contrasting experience. But it's because of that contrasting experience, it's because of the fact that I fell off track, that I feel even more of a stronger desire to stay on track this time, right? It's like a stronger desire, like, wow, like that gave me a reminder that I needed. Like that gave me the kind of little kick under the ass, a reminder that this does matter to me. And it does feel good when I stay on track. And like, I would rather that. And so it's because of that experience that I went through that now I have a stronger feeling towards reaching my goals and staying on track. Right? And so we actually have to go through these experiences in order to really know what it is that we want, what it is that is truly important to us in our life. Because it could be the other way around, where you just realize that maybe, building a healthy lifestyle doesn't matter that much to you, or developing your physique doesn't matter that much to you. But you have to know if that's coming from an empowered place or from like a self-defeated place, right? Because we can fall off track and then be like, oh, well, I'm just not meant to do this, or I guess it doesn't matter to me that much. But it's coming from a defeated place of like, I give up and I don't trust myself. And that is obviously not going to obviously help your mental state at all. And then if it's just coming from a like, yeah, no, I just really don't give a fuck, like from like an empowered place. So yeah, guys, it's we sometimes, and again, I'm not here saying that like, oh, it's okay to fall off track. Like, it's okay. Like, just do whatever the fuck you want. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I know y'all are smart enough to decipher what I really mean, but sometimes we have to get tired of our own shit. Like, sometimes we literally have to get tired of our own shit in order to really create clear non-negotiables on what the fuck is important to us, what we value in our life, and what is important to us, right? Is it important for me to get the results that I say I want in this calorie deficit? If so, now it just feels even stronger of like, hey, like, I desire, it's through that, like, that contrasting experience that I now know what it is that I truly desire and what I truly want. And that is to stay on track. And so that's going to help me with decision making the next time around, right? And the next time around. And it's like this, it's really just about having those clear goals, those clear, what is it that I want? And we get to strengthen that knowing through those contrasting experiences, through falling off track, through getting sick, and like not being able to be on track with our routine, through traveling and having fun. But like, it's that is making you want it more. I don't know if that makes sense, guys, but I'm sure you guys can kind of get an idea of what it is that I'm trying to say. And it's basically, it's natural for shame or guilt to come up initially, but that's only because it matters to you. You know what I mean? Like, if it didn't matter to you, you wouldn't give a fuck. Like, you're going to feel a little bit of like, damn, because it's not, the action that we took wasn't in alignment with what we say that we want, what we say is important to us. And that's it. We don't need to beat ourselves up about it. That's only going to reduce our motivation, but we can just be objective where it's like, hey, you don't like the way this feels? What would feel better? This would make me feel better. You don't know what to do about it? Who can you ask for help? What resources can you leverage? Be a fucking solutionist, right? Like, let's find solutions to our problems because we're not victims, right? And if we want to create the life that we want, the body that we want, the healthy lifestyle, a healed relationship with food, growing in all aspects, then we have to understand that we're not going to be perfect. And that the whole fucking point is to learn. And if we beat ourselves up every time we have a learning experience, then we're missing out on the learning experience, which is to literally have the fucking contrasting experience and learn from it. Make a mistake and learn from it. And if you feel like, well, I feel like I'm having all the lessons, but I'm just not learning from it, well, then you probably just have blind spots, babe. And you probably would benefit from getting some outside support, accountability. And if that's the case, then, I highly would just want to invite you to start a conversation with me because that's what I do. And yeah, guys, I'm like on my walk, it's like talking mad loud and I'm hoping that the sound is good. Maybe I'll do more podcasts like this, like literally just on the go, and maybe I'll connect like my iPhone microphone and see if that support makes it. I feel like that would be a vibe, like podcasts on the go. Shit, a bitch usually does her podcast sitting down, but if I'm on a walk, I feel like my ideas, like just my thoughts are just gonna flow 10 times better. So yeah, who knows? Keep y'all updated. If you guys got value from today's episode, please make sure to leave a rating or review. It helps the podcast grow, and it's so cool to see the podcast grow slowly over time. And I know that every single person who's taken the time to actually listen to this on the other end, that just means so much to me. So please say what's up in the DMs. I can't really see who specifically is watching, so it's also always super cool when you guys like actually DM me like, hey, like I love this episode, or these are my takeaways, or this part kind of triggered me a little, but it did help me. No, but I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. And just remember, this has been kind of like a quote that's been coming to me, and it's just remember to be where your feet are, right? Like take some time to just breathe throughout your day. Really just soak in the moment and where you are, no matter what your age is, we're never going to be this young again. So soak it in. We're never going to have this moment ever again. So remember to be where your feet are. Take it step by step. Remember that it's all about that 1% better every day, not overhauling your entire life. And